G'day, bird nerds, plant nerds. I'm Grant. I'm a horticulturist. I'm also the host and producer of the Bird Emergency, which I must say hasn't been doing much lately, but it will be resurfacing. I have just what we're going to talk about today is winter, and just generally have a conversation. I hope, because it's been a very busy kind of time in Australia, and I've been trying very hard to moderate my input on content because I've been getting furious. So it's a bit of an opportunity today to talk about plants and birds a bit more generally. Habitat gardening Saturday morning here in Wurundjeri country, the unceded lands of the Wurundjeri people in the colonised uh, island continent of Australia. Um, it's federal election time. Today is I mean, apparently 60% of Australian voters have already voted. I'm one of the people who voted early, uh, but we're just going to be dominated with politics, politics, politics as we have for the last little while. And I've been terribly dismayed by the amount of focus on the environment and biodiversity and other issues about the protection of birds, plants, mammals, uh, fish, insects, and everything else. So I haven't been doing much conservation content. One, because people are so busy and not focused at the moment, and I think a lot of people just wanted to dial down the conversation. I certainly did. I found myself getting very upset. I'm also in the middle of a course which I had a full day of um, being involved in classes in practicums last week, and I also have that coming up again on Monday. So I haven't really been doing a whole lot of bird emergency preparation and reading a lot of articles. I'm more like I've been doing homework. So today I want to just throw the floor open. The way this works is people can comment or ask questions. Anything horticulture, plant, bird related, um, anything that's related to bringing wildlife into your garden, or if you are like me and your garden space is very limited, what are you noticing around you? Let me see. I'll just see who we've got here. Hello Twitch. Hello Facebook. So we do have some people here. Let us know where you are watching from. I'd be interested in any updates. If Stan from Kangaroo Island is here, has it rained in Kangaroo Island? Twitch person, where are you? Are you in the US? Are you in Australia, or are you somewhere else? I on the gardening note, um, I'm. You may have been following that. I think it's got to be about 2 years that my bird bath has been out the front, and I've been maintaining it every day, filling it a couple of times on a hot day. You know, filling it first thing each morning to make sure it's right up to the brim, because it's a very shallow bird bath. And for a long time, I didn't get much visiting it. The magpies would come in, um, the sparrows were using it, and not much else. But now I've got the little wattle birds, red wattle birds occasionally. Not so much at the moment because there's water available for them closer to where they hang out in the park. We've got the crested pigeons coming in very regularly that I am enjoying now. It took them a long time to start using it. More people coming in, that's great. Hi. The spotted doves, the introduced spotted doves, or Indian turtle dove, started using the bird bath very early, so that was also really great. But now the willy wagtails are using it, the noisy miners are using it, the New Holland honeyeater, the yellow-winged honeyeaters, are using it regularly. So I'm hoping that will extend. And they're now browsing. They're now browsing on the ground around the bird bath as well. And I'm starting to throw out a little bit of dried mealworms, some insectivore mix, a little bit of seed as well, just to encourage them to browse around in the space. And it's not terribly bird friendly because it's very close to a quite busy street, and there's also an access driveway for all the units behind us right next to it. So, and if we have the blind up and we're sitting in the lounge room, we're also only a matter of 2.5 meters away through a big glass window. So it's not a very well sighted bird bath. for. I mean, if I had a bigger garden, I would certainly put it somewhere different where the birds have a little bit more privacy, uh, a little bit less disturbance from either us inside or the people outside, vehicle traffic, etc. Anyway, it's been quite rewarding, but now the the bird bath being so shallow, it's starting to partially freeze on the edges each night. So I try and get out there before light and fill it up with water that isn't frozen, so the birds get a chance to have an early drink if they like. The honey eaters certainly like to come in, and the wattle birds like to come in early in the morning and have their first drink. Um, so it's election day, so I'm assuming a lot of people are out doing election stuff, standing in a queue, getting a democracy sausage. So let's just see who wants to participate. I'm not going to ramble on for ages if people are not wanting to make a comment. If you're out doing plant things, if you are looking to hit a nursery, or you're going to dig some holes, or take some cuttings or something today, let me know. And if you've got a horticulture or gardening question, or a wildlife question in general, let's see if I can have a stab at it. I am a horticulturist. I don't know if I said that earlier on. I am a horticulturist, so I can confidently tackle some garden questions, and I am always happy to make some suggestions about plants that you might be able to use in a particular spot in your garden. So let us just see. The only point of the of the morning show, the Q&A, is to have Q&A and have some comment and discussion. I didn't do any advertising today, so I don't know if anyone is coming in. Let's give it a few minutes. All the magpies are calling outside, so that's pretty nice. It's been really disappointing from my point of view to see how little the national conversation at the moment has been about biodiversity and conservation in the election campaign. And I also followed the Canadian election, which has been run and won by the Labor Party in Canada, against the odds, as it looked prior to the Trump ascendancy in the US. And at a time when climate change is accelerating, all of the evidence tells us that. And where we need to be considering issues as basic as where we live, where we will be able to live in, say, perhaps the next 50 years. And obviously, along with that, the kinds of plants that we will be able to grow in cities and suburban residential settings, apart from broader scale agriculture to feed people. There's just no attention coming on these kind of issues, which I'm deeply concerned about. Deeply concerned about it. In Australia, we have an election every 3 years, and I suspect that after this election is decided, which hopefully we will know tonight, and the incoming government, whether it's returning the Australian Labor Party and maybe some mixture of independents or Greens, and hopefully they have a path. Whoever is the government has a path to govern um, with a constructive Senate, upper house. Hopefully they can very quickly turn their minds to their respective portfolios. The ministers can get moving, and hopefully my hope is, I'll be quite open about it, my hope is that the ALP government is returned and that there is a significant influence on that government for environmental and biodiversity and climate change issues. And very quickly, I hope that they get moving positively and that we see some real movement and momentum, not just through climate change initiatives and the economic activity that is promoted around that. I really hope that conservation and biodiversity issues gain some real prominence and some real action. I'm hopeful of that happening in Canada as well. But I don't know, I'll probably just keep banging on about it. And I'll keep talking about what we can do as individuals to make a difference in our little patch that we are able to influence. But I'm certainly not thinking that individuals can make the change that is required on a macro scale. Apart from when we do ballot box activity and other kind of protest and influencing, but even then, it's very minimal from year to year. So here I am waiting for a comment or a question. Yeah, we've still got people on. We've still got people on Facebook and people on Twitch. So yeah, please do let us know. Let us know what's on your mind this morning, or tell us if you've got any gardening activity coming up. I'll just check the social media to see if anyone is. You can make a comment on Twitter to @BirdEmergency, which is my Twitter handle. I've been trying to avoid it because I'm so sick of the ads. Climate Council have liked. They didn't retweet. Oh, let me also say, if you are following on I haven't looked at my Twitter for a little while, but there has been some interesting people liking it, liking the stuff. Can I make a request about social media use? If you are going to like one of my posts, please reshare it or repost it, because that is actually how the algorithms amplify those messages. Liking something is a tiny little bit of recognition, according to the algorithm. Sharing it or actually leaving another comment or a reply is the way that you amplify things. And people in this space, if we're trying to make a difference and expand the number of people who hear biodiversity and conservation positive messages, and people who are interested in, say, gardening and would like to explore the idea of wildlife gardening rather than just presentation and beautification gardening, we need to be supporting each other's positive comments and expanding the reach. So, gardening, winter. well, going in the northern hemisphere, they're coming into their spring and summer, and the spring migrations are in full. Uh, well, they're probably about more than 50% done in the American flyway and the European African flyway, um, and the summer migrants in the East Asian flyway are basically all gone. They're, I did see some terns were still popping up in some of the bird ID groups in the last couple of weeks, but I expect they're nearly all gone. Certainly, there may be some of the waders still at the up the top end of Australia, but I expect all the godwits and curlews and sandpipers and stints have all disappeared from the southern coast now, and will be well on their way up to Russia, Alaska, um, Canada. So, yeah, it's in my neck of the world now. We're going to be just seeing the summer residents, the winter residents. Sorry, the I did hear the grey butcherbird calling again this week. I don't know if they are going to stick around. I, I was trying to find some information about whether they are um, like nomadic or partially migratory in this part of the world, but I couldn't really find anything definitive. If you know anything, let me know. I would be pleased to understand it. But I don't really do in my garden, which is, as I keep saying, it's tiny. I don't really do much differently in winter, but what I have started to do, preparing for next year, is start to source some tube stock and some cuttings of winter flowering plants that the nectar feeding birds who are still in the region, in the area, in the locality around the house, will be able to use. And all of my plants are potted specimens, so I can sort of move them around to places where the birds are confident in feeding. My next door neighbours have started renovating again, or doing some kind of construction. They're very noisy uh, for much of the day, and they're moving materials in and out along the fence line at the front, um, which is not the side where the vehicular access way for the units are. Um, so it hasn't been a very happy place for the birds to settle um, in the last little while. So now I'm just filibustering to see if anyone is going to jump in with a comment. But I'm expecting that people are out doing election stuff. So I think what we'll do, we'll just wait on another minute or two and see if anyone wants to leave a comment. Next week I'll have to concentrate on doing some promo and actually prepare a topic. But honestly, this week I've just, along with the practicum that was all day Monday, and then assignments and a class. I do a class on a Friday, which is all day. I just have not at the moment had the time to devote to preparing some videos, and it's going to be pretty similar in May. I'll try and do more in May, but the course doesn't finish until the end of May, so I do have I have observations, class observations next week, and then a fortnight after that, I have to actually do practical teaching for a couple of days. So all of that time I have to prepare. I have to do assignments. So yeah, this stuff will be a bit on the back burner, but at least we won't be so distracted with divisive politics as I have been for the last 2 or 3 weeks. So there we go. All right. Well, nothing popping in, so I will take the opportunity to end it now. Stan or Glenn, who are regular contributors, if you're watching or catch up with this just a little bit later, have a great weekend. I hope you enjoy whatever you're doing. If you are one of those people, the 1/3 of Australian voters who are heading out today to vote, be polite and tolerant in the queues. I know I queued for a very long time, and it was a bit hard to put up with some of the idiots who were trying to foist literature into your hand or under your nose. Some of the moronic comments that I was hearing, but you just give that away, hey? Just be your better self. Participate in the festival of democracy, of course, where we're being radically oppressed by compulsorily voting and having a preferential voting system in the lower house and a preferential proportional representation system in the upper house. We are being so oppressed in this country. Oh, let me tell you. All right, folks. I'm Grant. I'm a bird nerd. I'm a horticulturist. Signing off for Habitat Gardening for this week. We'll have more of a presentation next week. I'll think about what the subject matter will be, and I will be a bit more active on social media. No doubt that all the bullshit and the garbage that comes along with electioneering is completed for now. Do follow me on Blue Sky. I'm also back using Twitter a little bit now. I still hate it. Still hate the ads, but I'm on Blue Sky. On Blue Sky, the Bird Emergency, I believe. Let me just check. Yes, Blue Sky at the Bird Emergency. Twitter is at Bird Emergency, and of course, the Bird Emergency channel on YouTube is where I would love you to like, follow, share, and Twitch, of course. And Twitch, I am Grant Bird Nerd. See you, folks.